Lisa. Well, he's in the starting lineup. As you see the starters, of course, the key matchup has been Antoine Jamison and Kevin Garnett. Garnett, 18 and 10 in the first game, 18 and 10 in the second game. Mo Williams so good in game one, but played poorly in game two. Just some of the names and matchups to look for. Now, should we institute a policy for the rest of the game? Every time you mention the word elbow, you get fined? What do you think?
No, listen, I don't mention anybody's injuries. Garnett, Perkins, James, if you're out on the floor, you're fine.
Well, I totally agree. That's old school mentality. If you're on the floor, there's no excuses. Go out and find a way to get it done.
O'Neal knocks down Pierce, but misses. Garnett, by the way, has a mid-foot sprain. Perkins has a knee strain as Pierce's first shot won't go. And this time of year, with all the tough, hard-nosed games that have gone on, everybody's banged up a bit.
Tell them about your back.
No question. No question. That hobbled him.
O'Neal against Perkins. Perkins has done a very good job defensively. O'Neal has not been much of a factor in the first two, although he hasn't played a lot of minutes. Nice feed from Jamison. Pierce whacks O'Neal. And then a foul. A foul a couple of times. Still will only shoot 2 free throws.
Foul was on number 5, Kevin Garnett. That's his first.
So Shaq, who of course missed the tail end of the season with that right thumb surgery, came in, played fairly well against Chicago. First 2 games of this series, only about 19 minutes a game.
Well, there are guys that'll say, well, I'm still the same that I was years ago. Well, that's clearly not the indication when you talk about Shaquille O'Neal. That same foul would have been a dunk, and he'd be at the foul line for 1 shot. No longer having the explosive legs, still can be very good on a given night, but a different Shaq these days.
And I give him credit, though. He knows it. He knows it. I don't think you haven't heard about where the ball's going. And in fact, I think LeBron James needs to be more aggressive earlier in the game, as Mo Williams is called for a body check foul. I think LeBron James needs to stop posting the ball to O'Neal early in the game and get on the attack to the rim, because I think O'Neal's at his best on the offensive board.
Williams picked up that foul. Garnett picked up the foul down the other end. Pierce's pass deflected out. LeBron James has done a good job on Pierce, who has not erupted in either of the first 2 games. 7 on the shot clock as the Celtics will inbound. Celtics this year at home, they were 24 and 17 during the regular season, but very inconsistent. They lost some bad games, but they won all 3 in the Miami series in the opening round as Ray Allen misses. Meanwhile, the Cavs, this is their 3rd road playoff game of this postseason as James' first shot won't go. They split them in Chicago. O'Neal and Shaquille O'Neal 4. Boston nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. This is where he is still hard to deal with, which is on the board, particularly if you're trying to give some help on LeBron James.
Kendrick Perkins will be the first one to tell you that, despite he's done a good job on him. He's just such a load to try and get out of the way. And Rondo's first shot won't go, and here comes James. You expected the attacking early. Shoots over Pierce and gets his first field goal.
I like what the Cavs are doing on both ends of the floor. Possession. Prior to that, Rondo forced to take a jump shot. Parker paying attention to detail, goes underneath the screen and roll, and then LeBron aggressive.
Garnett has been aggressive this entire series. Knocks down his first shot. Wanted a foul as well.
And they can get that shot any time down the court if Jamison plays behind, because he just doesn't have the length.
And there's LeBron James again. This is what we expected. Him to come out so aggressively, looking for a shot, looking for his offense. During the regular season, the Cavs were maybe the best first quarter team in the NBA, but they trailed after 1 in both games of this series thus far. Rondo, they're letting him shoot it, and he knocks it down. He's much improved with the outside shot. O'Neal again looking to post up. Poked away by Perkins. Shaq gets it back and then throws it out of bounds. After game 2, Mike Brown, who's done such a terrific job here in Cleveland, pretty calm demeanor, easygoing guy, but he was angry And amongst many things he said after, he said, we let them manhandle us. You've hardly heard that ever said, really, about the Cleveland Cavaliers, but that was the case in Game 2 as Rondo easily beats Parker off the dribble.
Here's my problem. They knew the call immediately. As soon as the call was made, the Cavaliers coaching staff stood up and said, ISO. Defensively, you have to be disciplined enough to stop the basketball, contain it, and help have to be in position. That's a bad job defensively by the Cavs.
Jamison is a very good rebounder. Gets the follow to go, and the Cavs back up by 4.
And if you're Anthony Parker guarding Rondo, a jump shot. If he makes jump shots, you can live with that. You cannot live with layups.
Rondo already with 4 points and an assist. Mike Brown says the #1 concern is contain Rondo. Nice feed. Allen out to Garnett. Garnett to the basket. Foul by O'Neal. So Shaq picks up his first person.
And here's what I'm talking about. If you're Antoine Jamison, no sense in defending Perkins that way. And if you're Parker, back up and force Rondo to shoot jump shots. This is a breakdown defensively, too easy. And even if you're LeBron James in the corner, look to stunt, help a little bit off of PS, and be able to do both things. Help and then get back to your own man. Everybody, it's a 5-man thing defensively to contain the basketball.
But Rondo also knocking out that jumper in the previous possession. That sets it up, or all of a sudden now you feel like you have to get up on it.
You know, that sounds good, but that's not paying attention to detail. Coaching says, hey, we're going to live with Rondo beating us with jump shots. So if he makes 1 million of them, that's on me. But if he breaks you down and get to the paint, that's on you.
And he breaks people down as well as anybody right now in the league at that position. Parker, too quick a pass, and that's the second turnover for Cleveland.
And I like what the Celtics are doing, staying with the same exact play, spreading the floor for Rondo to dance and make a play.
Rondo drives, Garnett, there's another open look for a teammate. That one go down, and Bo Williams grabs it. Anthony Parker is out of bounds when he caught it. Cleveland trying to bounce back from a game at home that they trailed by as many as 25. They lost by 18. It was really unthinkable for the Cavs to lose at home. They've been so dominant at home. And they've had 3 days to think about it with the extra day off between games 2 and 3. Pierce. The extra day, of course, helping all those who banged up a little bit, trying to recover. James backs in on the travel. Pierce and James battle each other in classic way back in 2008 in the conference semifinals when the Celtics won that series in 7. It's fun to watch these two go at it. 4 straight turnovers for Cleveland. Celtics don't have one yet. Parker now on Pierce on a switch. Pierce blocked from behind. Pierce second effort won't go, and Jamison the rebound. Here's James, goes right at Perkins, and the foul from Pidgeot Perkins. And I think he may have called a flagrant foul. If that's the case, then it's Salvatore saying that's what it is. Doc Rivers arguing, but it'll be 2 shots and possession of the ball. Well, in the old days, that's nothing but a foul, but the way they call it now, often that is a flagrant. Doesn't really look like it should be, but that's the way they call it often.
Well, it looks like it should be because he went into him with the body. That's old school basketball, and if you're an old school guy, you appreciate the play by Perkins. That's the right play to make because you're talking about a superstar with the banged up elbow.
And in Game 2, Anderson Varejao got a flagrant foul in much a similar play on a baseline drive. I mean, to me, listen, that's not an official's call. That's a directive by the league of how they want it called.
The windup, the key there, and obviously he had the windup. James, that's a 2-pointer, and knocks it down. And the Cavs now up by 6. James has 9 points in 5 minutes.
But I have a question, Mike. 2 technicals, you get ejected. 2 flagrant fouls, you get ejected. Why not 1 technical and 1 flagrant doesn't get you ejected? That's what happened with Varejao last game. I don't understand.
You this another rule proposal?
Just common sense proposal.
Perkins kicks it out to Pierce. James puts a hand up. Pierce can't get it to go. Perkins touched it. No! They're going to say Celtics ball, but it should have been. And now they change it. Perkins clearly touched it last.
You know, also to get back to that play, not enough credit given to LeBron James. Talk about the poise. Didn't get frustrated. Understood that this is playoff basketball. I'm a grown man. I'm going to get hit. Went to the foul line and continued to carry with the aggressive approach.
And I agree with you as he knocks in another jump shot. Because Dwight Howard did the same thing last night. Instead of retaliating, losing his poise, he took some incredible physical shots, maintained your poise, and that's hard when you get a hit as hard, as often as those guys do.
Rondo misses that. The guy on the floor who's done it better than anybody, perhaps, is Shaquille O'Neal. All the times he's been whacked and clobbered throughout his career. James up and under, blocked from behind, but a foul. And he'll shoot 2 more free throws, just what you expected. James, so aggressive offensively. He's already in double figures. And a chance with a couple more. As Doc Rivers not happy with the call on Perkins' second foul.
And since LeBron James hit the deck, certainly turned it up offensively, knocking down jump shots, getting it done. It's on a 6-0 run. Spectacular play. Clear the floor, get me the basketball, and watch me dance, ladies and gentlemen. Outstanding job of LeBron James taking over this game early. If you're the Celtics in their defense, you're thinking, uh-oh, mama, there goes that man.
Just past the midway point of the first. Good start for the Cavaliers, up 16-8. We asked some of the Cavs, what's the #1 question they've been getting from the media and others throughout the week?
How's LeBron's elbow doing?
How is LeBron's elbow? It's a big question that I get.
My mom texted me, how's that boy elbow doing? It's fine. I mean,
It's got its own Twitter account or something like that. And I've never been on Twitter once, so I don't know much about it. But to know that LeBron's elbow has a Twitter account has to be a big thing.
The playoff scrutiny in full swing in the conference semifinals. Meanwhile, James putting any talk of that part of his body away with a great start. 4 of 5 from the field. He's already hit 3 free throws and 11 points in just over 6 minutes.
I like the fact what Lisa talked about to start the ball game. The first guy in the gym tonight. Not looking for an excuse. I'm going to find a way to get my proper treatment, get my shots up, and put myself in position to have a big ball game.
Most importantly, he has quieted his Celtic crowd with his own personal 8-0 run. Shot clock at 6. Pierce to Rondo. The fake. Shooting a lot. James the rebound. Rondo has taken 5 of their 13 shots as the Cavaliers leaving him open. James to Jamison. And a foul. Ray Allen first bump. I think they're going to call it on Garnett, and that's Garnett's second. So 2 on Garnett and 2 on Perkins. And problems for Boston as Rasheed Wallace will check in.
LeBron doing a great job of staying aggressive. Comes off the pick and roll, looks shot, and then finds Jamison underneath. Certainly the contact, going to the line for 2.
Good job from Jamison catching that in traffic and draw the foul as they listen to a Doc Rivers huddle.
Don't get away from what you do, all right? Keep attacking, keep moving the ball, keep executing your stuff, all right? Don't get away from what we do, all right?
Did you hear the song Don't Stop Believing in the background while he's shouting it out? Meanwhile, the lead is up to 12. Rondo, left-handed, won't go when Davis is checked in. This is the largest lead of the series thus far for the Cavs. 20-8, an excellent start. Rondo posting up Mo Williams, impressive play. Rondo showing a little bit of everything. With 27 points and 12 assists in game 1, 13 points, 19 assists, tying his own Celtic record for a playoff game, and the victory in Cleveland in game 2. Shot clock at 5. Jamison, the floater, and gets it to go.
And if you're Rasheed Wallace on that closeout, you've got a tough cover because you've got to take away the 3, and you have to make him drive it back to his left.
Cavaliers 7 of 11 from the field. Ray Allen, who's been the leading scorer for the Celtics in the playoffs through the first 7 games, gets his first field goal. Game 2, the Cavs shot just 40% from the field. That was a disastrous game for them, certainly, especially in the third quarter. Jamison draws the foul on Ray Allen. This one's being called tight early. And more free throws again. This will be the 9th and 10th free throw for Cleveland. And this time, Jamison will do the honors. Andy Vergeau checks in. Jamison coming from the trade from the Washington Wizards. And has fit in very well in Cleveland. There's our NBA calendar. Reminds us Saturday on ESPN. Orlando now in Atlanta. The Hawks trying to get back in that series. And ABC Saturday night in Utah. The Jazz trying to get their first win of that series. And Sunday night on TNT, Phoenix and San Antonio. The Spurs trying to get the first win of that series. Just over 3.5 remaining. A terrific start for Cleveland. Ray Allen, a whistle. And then negated. Glenn Davis with a moving screen. No basket. And Davis picks up his first.
That situation, give credit to Mo Williams. Doesn't die on the screen. Continues to fight. Chases the body of Ray Allen. Forces Glenn Davis into the offensive foul, setting the screen.
Doc Rivers said 2 keys for them as that shot will go. LeBron James now with 15 points. Actually, we're going to say that's a 2, so 14 points. And it's 25-12. And the TD Garden very quiet. And a defensive 3 seconds, so a technical foul. And 1 shot for Boston and a sarcastic cheer from the Celtic crowd. The call went the Celtics' way.
Well, this is just a simple pin down. Paul Pierce makes the right play, shoots the gap. LeBron James makes a great read, fades to the corner, and makes a long 2-point jump shot. Listen, if he's making shots like that, you're at his mercy.
He's 5 of 6 so far. Allen hits the free throw.
And to me, one of the reasons they're such a good offensive team is because of Jamison being on the floor. And that's why I like them posting Garnett and then posting Wallace. I think you have to go at Antoine Jamison time and again in the post.
Rasheed Wallace hits his first shot. What a big boost he gave them in game 2. He's been so quiet in the postseason, but had 17 points and played some very good defense. They'll need him here tonight with the foul trouble early for both Perkins and Garnett. James again, 6 of 7 from the field. He is lighting it up. Cavs can't miss early on. 69% shooting. Rondo to the basket. Tough shot won't go. And Jamison with his 5th rebound already. James. Delonte West guarding Ray Allen. That's short. Anthony Parker. It's inside. Pass to Vergeau. Poked away. Rondo comes up with it. Rondo pass deflected by James. He's amongst the NBA playoff leaders in steals. As Rondo fouls Delonte West. And we'll have a timeout as we hit the 2-minute mark here in a dominant Cavalier first period.
LeBron James is really stroking the ball well early. Coming off the pick and roll. Gets a little space from Tony Allen. Just raises up with good balance and knocks it in.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs. Brought to you by Ford. Swap your ride at a local Ford dealer today. And Windows 7.
Find a way to give them what you want. And for the Celtics, is giving LeBron James jump shot. The bad news is he's knocking them down. Setting up his ability to penetrate, make plays, pick and roll. They're helping and then leaving his body, living with his jump shooting ability. He's on fire early on. And I love the way he's turned it up aggressively. Pick and rolls getting to his spot, elevating and knocking down shots. There comes a point where if you're Superman, don't tell me about kryptonite. Go out and handle the problem.
He has handled it beautifully thus far as Delonte West will shoot. West, the former Celtic. He was their first-round pick back in 2004. And there are the numbers to start the game. Just a perfect start for James.
And it was a bad foul by Rondo in transition to put Delonte West. When you're struggling to corral a great player like James, you have to be really disciplined defensively. And I got to get this off my chest. What is Brian Cushing doing? He's putting my Houston Texans season in jeopardy.
Could see you were very disturbed by that report from Mark Jones.
We got a tough regular season.
Foul on the in-through pass. That basket won't count. West grabbed Ray Allen. That's the first foul on West. 14th foul on Cleveland.
Mike, this guy is serious, man. He said we got a tough regular season. I didn't know they signed you.
I'm invested. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm invested in the team. We got the best quarterback in the NFL. Man.
You're a loyal fan. That's admirable.
Thank you.
Pass to Davis. Kicks it out. Wide open look for Rondo. This is the three. Rondo doesn't take many, but he's actually been hitting them in the playoffs. His team go down by 14 right now with a minute and a half remaining here in the first.
To me, they got to go more inside right now to receive Wallace.
James to the basket. Counted and a foul. LeBron James dominating here in the opening period. Cavs already with 31 points.
That's bad defense by the Celtics. Nobody telling Ray Allen that he was clear going to the right-hand side, so force him the other way. Since there's no communication, LeBron James automatically turns the corner and gets to the cup before the contact.
Well, the two games during the regular season that the Cavs played in Boston, James had 36 and 42. That's obviously played well in this building.
And if you're Boston right now, you've just got to stay the course. Get better shots. You've taken a big, major blow. But you've just got to keep working. It's a long game. James is going to probably go out to start the second quarter. You've got to try to make up some ground.
Here's Wallace in the post against Jamison like we talked about. Boone looks to help. Wallace spins away. Misses. Davis the offensive rebound. Minute remaining. West nearly steals it. Cavs defense has been excellent here in the opening period. Ray Allen ball knocked away. James to Moon. Moon to James. Throws it down. LeBron James exploding for 21 points here in the first quarter. And the Cavs a 19-point lead. Michael Finley in the game early. Davis looking to post up and under, blocked by Verjao. Shot clock and game clock nearly identical. James to Jamison. Wow. What a first quarter performance from the Cavaliers.
And you can make the case they should take the last shot, but because they had numbers, I thought that was the right play.
Tony Allen on the drive, gets it to Davis, and Davis is fouled by Jamison. Sarcastic cheer from the crowd, even Doc Rivers with a bit of sarcastic clapping.
Well, here, Davis is trailing the play. Good pass. Boom. Nice touch pass by Jamario Moon. And you know what? If you're Mike Brown, I think it's an interesting decision coming up. You've got him on the ropes. Do you take James out for the rest like he normally takes to start the second quarter, or do you ride this group because he's on such a roll?
I think as far as coaching, there comes a point where you have to trust your best players. Have a conversation with James, ask him how he's feeling, and then make a decision accordingly.
What would you like to do, number 23?
I would ask him, hey, how are you feeling? Good. Okay, great. Stay in there, buddy. You're looking good.
Let's get it in. Williams hoists it up, and the buzzer And shocking that didn't go in. Pretty much everything else did for the Cavaliers. He outscored the Celtics all by himself in the first quarter. Also had 4 rebounds. Celtics as a team, meanwhile, shoot just 27%. LeBron James dominant on the offensive end. Cavs with terrific defense. And they've turned it around to start Game 3 after that disastrous Game 2. Cavs by 19.
To Boston, where the Cavaliers are up by 19. Mike, LeBron James has said he's tired of talking about the elbow. He shut up all the talk in that first quarter with 21 points. What seems different about him mentally and on the court tonight?
You know what? We still got a long way to go. Right now, what we are, we're the aggressors, and we have to keep being that on both ends of the floor. He's doing a heck of a job attacking, but not only is he attacking, defensively, we're in the right spots, we're aggressive, and we're keeping the ball in front of us.
Now, my guys have a coaching question for you. You have them on the ropes. Do you keep this group out there with LeBron, or do you go to your bench now and give them their usual rest?
Well, you know, we've already entered Jamario in the game. We've entered Andy in the game. So we're going to keep putting guys in. We're going to let LeBron run a little bit right now, but we're going to keep trying to put guys in so we can continue giving guys rest throughout the course of the game.
All right, thanks for your time, Mike.
Well,
Mike, back to you.
Lisa, they're certainly one of the deepest teams in the NBA. The ball knocked out of bounds. It's still Celtic ball. Jeff Van Gundy throws it back to Bennett Salvatore.
Totally unfundamentally sound pass, too. A one-hand pass. I gave him a look away.
I'm shocked at you.
Pierce sidesteps Verjao, but gets the foul as well. And he'll go to the line. You know, LeBron James said after Game 2, he was very calm. There's no panic in him. And Antoine Jameson was telling us that the key to their team is having LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, all the playoff experience that they have, that you can never overreact to one loss or one win in the playoffs. And you see that, Jeff. You've seen that, Mark, when you played. The perception, how it can change so drastically with the fans and the media from one game to the next in a playoff series.
And you have the best player on the court every night. So you know his game travels. Their game travels. They're a good road team. And they defend. And if I'm Boston right now with Jamison off the floor, I am going to trap LeBron James on every single time two people come together.
Oh, Williams well off. Wallace the rebound. Perkins and Garnett picked up 2 quick fouls. Barely played in the first period. Finley hits a 3. If you're Boston, that's how you do it. Just slowly try and claw your way back in after trailing by 21. J.J. Hickson is starting the second period here for Cleveland with Preston Verjao. 3 reserves. James, again, a 3-pointer. He's got 24 already.
Nothing like having a superstar that has the ability to quiet a crowd and stop the bleeding. You need a quality possession, get him the basketball, and trust his decision.
To me, you're going to have to go over the top right now and take it out of his hands and make him be a passer.
Finley to Davis. Davis gets inside. Blocked by James. Celtics furious. They thought there was a foul. Verjao stripped and fouled by Wallace. Crowd very upset down the other end. James, who's second in the NBA playoffs in blocks behind Dwight Howard, gets one here.
You see Mo Williams doesn't give up, forces him to put the ball on the floor, and then LeBron James does a great job. Looked like a little contact on the wrist, but good job of attacking. Mike Brown said, my team are the aggressors right now. If you take a look at the way they're playing, you can't argue with it.
Well, Doc Rivers is so hot right now, yelling at Zach Zarba as Verjao hits the free throw. He just took a breath in between screams at him. Verjao, by the way, suffered some severe back spasms in Game 2, and he's been receiving a lot of treatment. So important he is. A 20-point lead. 90 seconds gone by here in the second. The crowd a bit shocked at what has happened here to start Game 3. Rondo puts it in. That jumper comes from a lot of work this offseason with Mark Price. Rondo spent a lot of time with the former All-Star. Went down to Atlanta to visit with him. And they really worked on his jumper, which is much improved.
And by the Atlanta Hawks, I'm like, Am I paying Mark Price to be my shooting coach and also help?
Offensive foul.
That was a good play by Glenn Davis stepping over. He does a great job of getting there early and taking the charge. But seriously, if I'm Atlanta Hawks, I'm like, no, you're not helping him. That's a good rotation by Glenn Davis, but I think that's a block. I think he got up and under him after he had picked the ball up and got in the shooting motion.
When was Price named assistant? Maybe he was named assistant after the win. Rondo gets inside. Rondo's got 10 points already, but his team's still down by 16.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just making trouble. I'm not.
He was their assistant coach last year.
Was he a full? Okay. Just checking.
But if I'm Rondo, one thing I'm doing, I'm making sure I continue to work. Teams are going to continue to force him to be a jump shooter. He's got to continue to get better.
West, no jump shooter that time. Cavs back up by 18. They continue to shoot the lights out. 14 of 21 from the field. Celtics, meanwhile, just 35%. Rondo. Davis couldn't hold on. Dives on it. We'll have a jump ball. Davis and James have a second. Remind you, amazing as being here. Season tickets for 2010-2011 on sale now. Go to NBA.com/tickets to reserve your seats. The NBA, where amazing happens. Kevin Garnett, 2 quick fouls in that opening period. Played about 6.5 minutes. Went to the bench. Played about a half minute more than Kendrick Perkins, who had 2 fouls.
They're lined up wrong. They can't jump like this. They're going the wrong way.
Yes, that's correct. Michael Finley's trying to tell him. And now Bennett Salvatore says, turn around, guys. Good spot, coach. Is it a violation? Zach Sarver blew his whistle. Violation by the Cavs. So it's going to be Celtic ball. You're supposed to wait until the ball is tipped before you move if you're around the circle. Garnett comes back in.
One thing the Celtics have to realize is just 14 seconds on the shot clock. Realize that as they run this half-court out-of-bounds set.
Cavaliers with 43 points. And we're still very early in the second period. Celtics, again, they're 3-0 at home in the playoffs. Obviously, Miami, not the same type team, but their defense at home has been terrific. They give up 76, 77, and 88 in their 3 home playoff games. Of course, they have not changed the rule. There's 90 minutes, 0.8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
They may need that to catch up.
But how often have we seen that in the NBA? It happens every week. The team, if you go up huge early, often you lose that edge.
But it's not even just losing the edge. It's also just the other team, if they continue just to play, things even out. You know, you get your chance. That's why you can't overreact.
Pierce throws it away. 4 turnovers for Boston.
That's a bad play by Paul Pierce. You come off that pick and roll, you see space, you got to be aggressive and look to make a play.
He just doesn't look right now offensively so far in this series. Some of it has to do with LeBron James, but some of it is just missing shots he can make.
Bergeau can't get it to go. Hickson's tip just off the mark. Rondo, the leading scorer for the Celtics with 10. Gets in the paint, layup, banks it in again. Boy, he is so much fun to watch going to the basket. He has 6 of their 10 field goals. West against Finley. Michael Finley getting a lot of early action, the veteran. As West drains another one.
Getting early action, too, in isolation situations. That's a design play for West to go one-on-one against him.
Rondo, this week, named All-NBA Defense first team. As Finley misses, picks on the rebound. Rondo made second team last year, at the second most votes from the coaches. LeBron James was also on the first team. Andy Bergeau, the second team. West misses that one. And there's Bergeau, the hustle player for the Cavs. West to the basket. Bergeron. A sloppy possession for Cleveland. Hickson. Garnett, another rebound. James picks up Rondo. He's seen 5 different defenders through the first 2+ games in this series. Pierce against Mo Williams. Big height advantage. Can't get it to go. Rondo tips it. Mo Williams comes away. Williams on the drive. Hickson stripped by Wallace. And they call it the act of shooting. So Hickson will shoot. 2 fouls on Rasheed Wallace. And LeBron James and the Cavs in complete control here in the first half. He's outscored the Celtics top players all by himself. 24 points in just 17 minutes. Throw in 5 rebounds. A couple of assists, a block and a steal. I'd say he's playing fairly well.
Mark, I have a feeling that he knew that already. Peyton Manning better watch his back. We're coming. We're bringing everybody. As they say, we're bringing the house. And you watch defensively right here. The Celtics got to bring the house. They're not being disciplined tonight. You want to win, you run back. And then pick and roll coverage. This is where Shaquille O'Neal alters it. Kendrick Perkins, instead of shutting off the baseline, is shading O'Neal, which allows James to turn the corner. And then finally, in an isolation situation, all eyes have got to be on James. Rasheed Wallace has to be a step early to help. Instead, he's a step late. And he gets the 3-point play. What happens oftentimes, and Mark knows this, you struggle offensively, and it saps some of your defensive energy, and it can't be that way.
First free throw off the mark. And there's the shot attempt from LeBron James off to this fabulous start.
And you look at the Celtics offensively, almost by design defensively by the Cavs, forcing Rondo to be a volume shooter. He's got the most field goal attempts, but they're forcing him to shoot the basketball, which is taking the ball out of the hands of Garnett, Pierce, and Allen.
Garnett, close range. His second field goal.
And that was misdirection post-up play for Garnett. But Garnett has to be more involved in the post. He's got an advantage, and it also slows down the transition game of the Cavaliers.
Hickson, nice move. The 21-year-old who's become an important part of the rotation. Actually scored double figures in 3 of the last 4 games.
And I think he could have garnered much more attention for most improved player. I think this guy really has gotten better.
Paul Pierce able to connect on that one. You mentioned Hickson. He started 73 games during the regular season. An averaged 8.5 points. Very lively body. 1-year college at NC State. Didn't play a heck of a lot last year. About 11 minutes a game. But this year he did some good things. And he's continuing that in the postseason.
He's so good without the ball rolling to the rim or on cuts.
Oh, Williams gets his first field goal. He's been in a little bit of a shooting slump. 1 for 9 in game 2. Missed his first 3 here tonight. Garnett, nice reverse.
So we witnessed the last 3 possessions. It's been 2 Garnett basket and 1 Paul Pierce basket. That's where the Celtics have got to find a rhythm offensively.
Coming up on 5 minutes remaining. First half. The first half that's been all LeBron James and the Cavs. Cavs defense terrific. And Delonte West, who we've seen when he's playing, he's fearless in the postseason. He's a good playoff performer.
Well, he believes in his ability to score the basketball. We watched him in college at St. Joe's, a guy that can get his own shot. Certainly they're going at him, whoever's defending him.
Rare defensive mishap there from the Cavaliers. Crowd trying to get the Celtics to play some defense, which has not been the case thus far. Perkins back into the 2 fouls. Parker left wide open and rattles in a 3. They've only taken 3 from downtown. They've hit 2 of them.
That's a bad job of not rotating to the shooter. Worst case scenario, Parker's the second best shooter on the floor behind Ray Allen. He's a knockdown shooter. You have to run to his body to close.
But why would you even double team? You have to make O'Neal make post-up shots right now.
Allen on the drive. Nice adjustment. Can't finish. Gets the rebound. Fakes. And O'Neal altering that shot. West ahead to Hickson. And just can't hold on. And we're going to have a timeout. With the Cavs still up by 20.
I agree with Coach on this last play. Kendrick Perkins doing a great job of playing Shaquille O'Neal. Paul Pierce double teams for no reason, leaving a knockdown shooter all by himself. Uncontested jumper, and Parker does the rest.
Cavs up by 20, 3:47 remaining second quarter in Boston. Time for our Miller Lite Taste Greatness segment.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
May 7th, a very difficult day for Cavalier fans. That was back in '89. Michael Jordan winning and clinching the first round series. May 7th had some pretty big moments in the NBA. Reggie Miller at Madison Square Garden, 8 points in 8.9 seconds. Conference semifinals. Pacers beat the Knicks. Dikembe Mutombo, everybody remembers him holding the ball after the Nuggets is the 8th seed. Defeated Seattle, the number 1 seed. So some memorable NBA games on May 7th over the years.
And you saw that joy in Doug Collins' face. That's why guys go back to coaching. That's why you can't replicate that anywhere.
And that famous call by the great Jim Durham on that victory for the Bulls over the Cavs.
If you look at that list, though, I like the Reggie Miller in 1995. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Great moment. Total meltdown.
Kevin Garnett. Garnett shot from the field, 5 of 6, but the Celtics can't get any stops down the other end.
I still can't believe we gave you guys that. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, how did that happen?
No, you didn't give it. We took it. I mean, understand that we took it.
No, you took it, but it was also different.
James to the basket. At that time, gets the rebound, puts it back up and in. 26 here in the first half for LeBron James.
You're Doc Rivers and the Celtics. At halftime, you have to start talking about playing better defense because things are too easy for the Cavs.
Pierce, count it, and a foul. Officials check with each other, and the continuation. Well, they got to start it in the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds trying to cut into the lead. And Pierce does it right there on the offensive end.
You know, we're used to a Celtic defense that doesn't quit, does not give up. That's just LeBron James wanting the basketball more than anybody else on the floor.
No doubt about it, Mark. They have led right from the start. Largest lead is 21. It's still 18. Meanwhile, 2 big games tomorrow. Coverage against 4:30 Eastern Kia NBA shoot-around on ESPN. Game 3 from Atlanta Hawks, trailing the Orlando Magic 2-0 in that best-of-7 series. And then at 8 on ABC, Lakers and Jazz from Salt Lake City. Jazz hope to have Andre Karolinko back for that game after losing the first 2 in L.A. Ball knocked out of bounds by Perkins. Boy, Orlando looks good. Still without a loss in the postseason.
They got to be ready to win tomorrow. They can't be, like a lot of teams do, come out there and give away Game 3. They did a great job against Charlotte in that way, getting Game 3. They got to be ready because Atlanta is a different monster at home.
Nice entry pass, and Shaq easily lays it in. That's 3 assists for LeBron James. Shaquille O'Neal has looked good here in the first half. Good presence, 8 points, 4 rebounds, couple of assists, and very good defense. Ray Allen to Pierce. Pierce creates some space, but comes up way short. Rondo trying to tip it.
And the Cavs had some interesting matchups. LeBron James is guarding Rondo, and you have Delonte West on Ray Allen.
Here's the block. James gets the rebound and puts it back up and in. He's got 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, and we still have a half to play. It's a little reminiscent of what he did in the first round. After the Cavs lost Game 3 in Chicago, he came right back in Game 4 and had a triple-double with 37, 12, and 11. Rondo can't hit the 3. And Shaquille O'Neal the rebound. This is the largest lead of the first half as we get into the final minute. Jamison lays it up and in. And Doc Rivers calls a timeout, and the Celtics are hearing boos. After their huge victory on the road in Game 2, they come back home where they've had some head-scratching performances and are getting just blown away.
Just being outworked. The aggressive team finding a way to chase down loose balls and making plays on both ends of the floor. Cavs roll.
There's adjustments as they go home for Game 3. And there'll be some Celtic fans at halftime. We're going to be checking out the Red Sox and the Bruins, both playing tonight. Red Sox and Yankees. Bruins down to Philadelphia trying to clinch that series. Their Celtics are down by 24. And hearing boos here at the TD Garden. Rondo knocked out of bounds. Celtics ball with 14 to shoot. This is a very unhappy crowd. Not only the shooting, look at the rebounding numbers. 24 to 9 in favor of Cleveland.
Well, Boston can't get any defensive rebounds because they're getting no stops.
Pass inside Rondo. Also not getting any defensive rebounds because Cleveland's not missing. As Garnett misses. Perkins trying to gather this up. Lost it. Got it back. Goes up and gets it to go. He wanted an and one. That's the kind of fight they'll need in the second half just to get them back in the game. James on the drive. Triple T and forces that one. It looked like it was deflected. That's what they call it. Cavs ball at 6.4 remaining. Well, Williams holding the ball, not giving it to the refs as they try and get a little huddle there. And a delay of game warning call. No, they're going to call a timeout. So Mike Brown calls a 20-second timeout. He's going to have a big smile on his face at halftime, although no lead, unsafe in the NBA. But this is a dominant first half, as you'll see, in an NBA playoff game. After a subpar game in Game 2, the loss at home, LeBron James and the Cavs have bounced back. James even looked lethargic. And I don't think I've ever heard people describe that, but that's what you read after the Game 2 performance. Anything but. He has been sensational. Just a brilliant first half. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And right from the start, attacking as the Cavs running out to the big lead early and sustaining it throughout the first 2 quarters. James to Jamison. Jamison can't get it to go. Gets it back. Parker's shot won't go. But almost fitting for that follow to go through. That's the way everything went right for the Cavs and everything wrong for the Celtics, who hear boos as they head to the locker room at halftime. The Boston fans unhappy as they trail by 22. Great shooting from the Cavaliers, led by LeBron James, who's with our Lisa Salters.
Thanks, Mike. LeBron, what was your mindset for yourself personally from the gate tonight?
Be in attack mode. This is the most important game for our season, and we knew that coming into a hostile environment, and it had to start with me. So just trying to be in attack mode, making sure that if guys see me, they're going to try to trickle down to everybody else, and they've done that so far in the first half.
Sometimes, like in Game 2, you're trying to get other guys involved. You don't take a lot of shots early. That was not the case tonight. Why was it so important for you to get yourself going tonight?
Being on the road, you have to kind of change it. I mean, at home, you can kind of lay back a little bit because, other guys have the feel from the crowd and they have a little bit more confidence. But on the road, it's just us, the coaching staff, and some of the fans that we bring from Cleveland by ourselves. So, me starting with me and it goes to everyone else.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Lisa.
Mike.
Matter of fact, first half, as we'll have our Toyota halftime show. Mark Jones, Avery Johnson, Jamal Ashburn. Talking about that Phoenix-San Antonio series and the adjustment for the Spurs in Game 3 and updates on the other two teams here in Boston. Boston fans hoping having a better time than their Celtics. Cleveland shoots 61% from the field near the first half. LeBron James erupts with 28. And the rebounding dominant 25-10 in favor of the Cavaliers. Halftime of Game 3. It's a 22-point lead.